Hello everyone. Welcome to just sync up call about Acceptance Test Harness and Java 11. Between many people here. Last week we met, and so we are just going to make a quick sync up about that.
Yeah, so just to provide some context from the previous meeting, we should even have meeting notes somewhere. Just a second, I'm looking for the document.
So for people watching, basically there's an ongoing effort led by mainly Oleg about making Jenkins compatible with Java 11. And so one of those items are to make sure the Acceptance Test Harness, so-called ATH, the Selenium-based test framework for Jenkins, is also made compatible with Java 11, basically.
Okay, I've put the link to the document from the previous session to Jenkins RC, and I'll duplicate it to the platform-sig channel right now. So I propose to just continue with the document we had before and have it for multiple sync-ups so that we don't create more entities than needed.
Sure, I think it's a good idea. You want me to share the screen and so that we all see the document or something?
Yeah, if you could do that, it would be great. So actually, yeah, I was about doing the same, but I was handling links.
Problem.
Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to clean up my screen. That's fine. Let's go. Or that one, maybe. Yeah. You should see now my screen. And I'm going to make it bigger. Right. See the notes document?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm just creating a section in the bottom for today. So last time we met on Friday in order to discuss the statuses and coordinate on the efforts. We had some follow-ups, like so one of the major things that Oliver and the Red Card team, they have already launched the Acceptance Test Harness against Java 11, so that we should probably have some results by now, but we know that there are some pitfalls there, like pipeline compatibility and maybe other things. So it would make sense to sync up to understand how did it go and how we operate in order to integrate changes needed to run the full test suite on Java 11.
I can certainly provide update on that.
So maybe we could start from that.
Yeah, definitely. So in the meantime, we managed to get a couple of healthy runs. I briefly compared the number of failures and the tests that are failing, and there appears to be just one more extra test failing for Java 11 after we have integrated the fix for workflow support plugin, and we didn't even need to add any of the modal overrides. So this is where we are right now. I started going through the individual problems and fixing them as I find them, because sometimes the tests are failing for different reasons. So there's like, I don't know, like 60-ish tests to go through to actually validate them. So this is what we will be doing in the upcoming days.
Yeah. So, but yes, by the way, I gave you edit permissions to the document as well, to Oliver.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we have one regress test, and we had about 60 failing tests. But yeah, with Acceptance Test Harness, some tests fail every time, fortunately not. So, have you executed the full test suite on the particular categories?
What I have running, and I guess I'll try to attach that here, is we have full run of ATH that actually runs both Java 8 and Java 11 side by side. So let me attach that to the doc.
Okay.
And just to check, did you say you were working also on the MSI installer or something?
No, that's not what I mentioned.
Okay, I thought I heard MSI, so I was thinking something about that. Okay, right.
Yeah, so Alex L is working on MSI installer because it's a story we are going to hit in January, I believe. And there was a report yesterday in Jenkins Jira that we actually bundle Oracle JDK now instead of even Open JDK. But yeah, it's a separate story.
Yeah, right. No, I just wanted to make sure I didn't misunderstand. Right.
Okay, but anyway, it's great to see that it's running. And yeah, the results are really optimistic. I believe that current acceptance test harness test suite doesn't include Blue Ocean acceptance test harness because it's a separate beast. So it's a separate repository which we do not run for common LCS flow, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, those are separate. You're right.
I guess did you give permissions to Oliver? I think Oleg. So maybe Oliver, you just have to refresh your browser or something so that you are not in suggest mode anymore.
Right. I tried a couple of times.
Yes,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's
It seems to work now.
gmail.com.
Yeah, it works now. Thank you.
Okay, that's cool. So, by the way, Baptiste, you haven't pinned your screen, it seems. So every time somebody else talking, we lose focus in the video.
Oh,
Messed up the previous platform-sig meeting.
and someone. By the way, I think so. Now it should be better.
Yeah, now it should be better. Yeah. Anyway, it's a nice progress. So one of the questions is how do we productize it going forward? Because we still need to integrate it into Jenkins pipeline library, I believe, so that we enable acceptance test harness run for Jenkins core, for example. And there is still a number of patches needed to do that. For example, Docker image and probably also environment settings, because yeah, you need to pass models, etc., in order to get acceptance test harness working. So, what's your vision about that?
Well, I guess from the last time there is a couple of leftover items for us. One of them is bumping the version of ATH that's running as a part of core PR tests, and perhaps even integrating the test for Java 11. So I guess those are the next things to get running to see some real progress. And in parallel, I would like to work on polishing the test filters of ATH itself.
Bump ATH in Jenkins core, and the next one is is Java 11. And also, so Jenkins core doesn't use run ATH now, if I recall correctly, but we still need run ATH update. Yeah. And on the acceptance test harness side itself, do you expect any additional fixes? I mean, with the current scripts, it should be running out of the box on CI, but I believe we still do not have a flow for local run.
I would say so. As I said, I didn't have the chance to evaluate all the test failures, but I really believe that those are tests, test failures and not really framework failures. So I'm pretty confident it's not going to be a problem.
Okay. Ramon, how's it going on your side?
Sorry, Ole?
How's it going on your side?
Bad at all. I have seen errors. I think setting up the environment due to the Firefox version. I think difference between the Jenkins file, how it builds the content, the Docker image container, and how it runs when I run the scripts. The problem is that these failures, I don't know exactly if are due to the Java 11 or are due to the environment itself. So now, yesterday evening, afternoon, and today, I'm going to compare the executions between Java 8 in my local environment and the Java 11 in the Docker container to try to classify all the failures in Java 11 failures or just environment due to my laptop. I'm not helpful so far due to that. That's my contribution so far.
Thanks.
Right. Just a very short follow-up on that. Please know that it's pretty tricky to keep the Firefox instance with Selenium. That's at least how it's been for number 2, and that's the reason why we have the container. So for a long time, we've been, determined to use the container because basically none of us has the compatible Firefox version with what Selenium expected, much less about having everybody compatible Firefox. So I don't think that you have to try very hard to get it working on native environment. As long as you are able to get yourself productive inside a container, just do that, and that would be my advice.
I was sure that Selenium 3 resolved this issue because one of the main blockers for. Okay, probably not.
Okay.
It's never-ending battle anyway.
I'm going to run that. That's summarizing what we said, I guess. Okay, so I guess this is mostly done. Anything else we should cover, you think, people?
I think we need to coordinate the effort a bit because if the public test result we need to check, maybe we should start from checking the test failures there and then checking local Java 8 run. Because, we already have reference results produced on the CI instance.
Could we? Yeah, right. So just could we or should we maybe like start an email thread or so that because on our side right now it's Ramon that's working on that, right? So Ramon maybe with an email thread where we are, and maybe Oliver and maybe more people on either side trying to coordinate on maybe not doing kind of exactly what Ramon you were doing, but focusing on some given test because Oliver is already probably ahead of us in some cases, so that we don't duplicate efforts and we try to actually coordinate. As Oleg is saying, I agree, it was a bit a waste of time if we redo things that Oliver has already ironed out, I guess. What do you think? How would you think, Ramon, about trying to better understand where Oliver is right now and trying to build on that, basically?
Okay, I think a good proposal. I need to sing with him.
What do you think, Oleg, about that?
Well, that's perfectly fine with me. Actually, when we started meetings on Friday, this was the main idea to synchronize.
Yep.
But Oliver did a lot of progress over the weekend. And I believe that we need to catch up.
I guess maybe the right way to do that, because Oliver is leading here because he's been a lot ahead of us. Oliver, where do you think you would welcome help? I guess that would be the bottom line.
Right. As I said, there's probably two things we would like to do in parallel. I guess, since we've been maintaining ATH for a while, we have an advantage against all of you, right? Since we're already productive with a tool. So my suggestion would be that we narrow down that part. And there's one thing we have successfully finished, thanks to Oleg. We have merged the build plugin pipeline library step. So we have it right now. I don't know where we are with deploying it, but one of the things I believe would be worth doing is actually try to convert some plugins to use it to verify that the pipeline code is right and that some plugins actually build against Java 11 the way we intended.
Yeah, I already started patching my plugin, label verifier, because we have a reference Java 11 branch there. So I hope to submit it today.
Cool. Do I understood you correctly that the pipeline changes are already deployed to CI Jenkins IO?
Yes, they deployed once they integrated.
Cool.
We have continuous delivery for this pipeline library, which kind of frightens me since we have zero test automation, but yeah.
So I'm trying to summarize what you said. I think it's
not ATH. It's a build plugin.
Yeah, you're right. That's so. I think I kind of summarized it, but I guess it's maybe not very understandable for anyone outside of us. But I guess that's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe to summarize, to try and clarify if need be, Ramon could maybe better spend time working on, let's say, critically important plugins, I guess. Like, so Git, I think maybe is already done, or maybe not. Or maybe one of the good things to adapt or to try to use ATH there. Would it make sense, maybe, for instance?
ATH for Git is added as a part of Essentials test flow. So if you open a Git Jenkins file, you may see that there is already an invocation of ATH there.
Right.
I believe this is one of the only plugins which actually has Acceptance Test Harness run integrated.
Yeah, definitely. And now I remember that was the one indeed where basically Raul used that as a playground, and more than that before it reached the usable state. So yeah, basically, I guess trying to identify the biggest plugins, because apart from Git, there's a few of them, and focus on having them run on ATH in CI, basically. That would be interesting use of time, I guess, maybe. Where basically, do you have an idea, Oliver, about a plugin that you think would be the most important one, maybe after Git or whatever?
Well, I have no strong preference. As long as I know there's a couple of this support Java 11 branches for different plugins. So I guess that's something that might be interested in switching to this new way of invocation. And except for that, I would probably start with those pre-installed by, the pre-installed by Jenkins.
Right. And other focus for us could be pipeline plugins, because we know that there is still risks around pipeline with dependencies. So if we speak about Jenkins Test Harness, Jenkins Test Harness is generally covered by plugin compatibility tester, and there is an open task to do some exploratory testing as a part of a weekly GA availability task. For Acceptance Test Harness, for Acceptance Test Harness, we don't have specific tasks because we rely on the test run.
Sorry, I'm lagging behind with writing notes.
Yeah, another potential task would be to try running Blue Ocean ATH. But here, Blue Ocean ATH may be complicated because it uses Acceptance Test Harness engine. But in addition to that, it uses whatever Node.js engine.
Yeah, I agree, but at the same time, it's such a different beast that I think at least we would need probably some Blue Ocean developers so that it's actually feasible. Because, I guess it's a bit specific, and I'm not even sure how to start this. But yes, it definitely would make sense from an overall picture standpoint. But yeah.
Okay.
Do we have an idea who maintains the Blue Ocean ATH? I have no idea this is actually built on top of ATH.
Well, there are some Java tests which are built on the top of ATH, at least more Selenium part, so it doesn't use the common framework much. Who maintains that?
The team itself, I think.
Yes, so we have a team of contributors focusing on Blue Ocean. I believe they maintain it.
Yeah, it's really
Acceptance test, last update 12th of May 2017. So yeah, probably we have a problem there.
yeah. And I guess we should need to find a way to run Java 11 without blocking, PRs, so just informative and not breaking PR builds and everything. I think they wouldn't like it at that stage, at least. But if then it's green, then it's fine, I guess. Yeah, trying to at least we can at least start the initiative, because at some point it will need to be at least asked about. We can ask the team, the Blue Ocean team, about how to work to move forward about that, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So Oliver, your short-term plan is to just continue checking acceptance test harness results.
That's right.
Okay. I believe that we should just take the topic on our side and see what we need to patch in order to just get ATH adopted in other flows like essentials test. So yeah, probably we'll just get it together offline, and then, as Baptiste suggested, we can start a thread maybe in platform-sig. I'm not sure whether it's comfortable for you, but it may be the best way, or maybe just chat in Gitter.
Yeah.
Oliver?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Great.
And then platform-sig Gitter for the sync up.
Okay, for anyone watching, Oleg is talking about this.
Yeah, I pasted the link somewhere.
Yeah.
I broke the document. Okay. I pasted it in the bottom.
What? I'm not logged in? That's weird. Anyway, so I will just that's weird. Yeah. Okay, now it works.
Yeah, platform-sig.
Yeah, I know, but for some reason I wasn't logged in. Okay, right. And so here, and so that's the place. And there's also, for anyone watching, the special interest group that's also existing, outside of it. Basically, that's an initiative in the Jenkins project. So thanks, everyone. I think we are done with the sync up. Anything else before we stop the broadcast and leave, I guess? No, I guess not. Thanks, everyone, and see you next time. Bye.